Long time no see, everyone. How you doing? Welcome back to Animation Station, your number sister for anything and everything animation, including apparently a struggle against monstrous evil titans, as well as TV and movies. I'm your host, Jackson Small, who's also a huge anime nut, and welcome back to reviews. Yeah, I know it's been a while, but today we are starting our second Attack on August, which means we are going through the second season of Attack on Titan. But here's the thing about Season 2. Season 2 is only 12 episodes. Yes, I kid you not, it is only a 12-episode season. When I was doing research before I even started Attack on August 1 last year, I was a little bit surprised by that. I'm like, why is Season 2 so short compared to Seasons 1, 3, and 4? Which are all like, 20, 30 episodes apiece? I still don't really have an answer for that. If someone does know why this season is so short, please let me know in the comments. I would really like to know. But with all that said, though, we're still going to cover them. So this second one, it's not going to be as big and long and drawn out as the first Attack on August was. And these first 4 reviews for Attack on August Chapter 2 will not have a custom intro. And it's because I gotta remake the friggin' thing. So I want to get these reviews out and done now, and then starting with episode 5 tomorrow, we should hopefully be back to custom intros for every theme month. So without further ado or delay, let's talk about today's episode, Season 2, Episode 1, titled Beast Titan. And you pretty much get exactly what you see in the title, but a lot of other stuff also happens, so strap yourselves in. It's going to be a pretty long review. We got a pretty big summary here to read off. I will read through it as fast as I can, but no promises. So let's start with an overview. And apologies if I mispronounce these names. This is the first time I've literally watched the show in a year, so please forgive me if I botched a few things. Hanji interrogates Pastor Nick after discovering a Titan within the wall, but gains no valuable information. 12 hours earlier, Titans are spotted southwards by Michi while watching suspect recruits. The soldiers ride out to warn civilians, and Michi splits off to engage the spotted Titans alone. In other words, using himself as bait so the others can get away. The main scout contingent is warned of the invasion. Michi kills 5 of the 9 and goes to leave. However, the Beast Titan, as he will come to be known as, throws his horse at him, causing him to fall to the ground. He is questioned by the Beast, who can actually speak. Yes, this is a Titan that can talk, that is not a hybrid. At least from what we can see so far, it isn't. Then it takes his ODM gear, and the nearby Titans devour Michi alive. And unlike some of the deaths from Season 1, this time you see him die. Like, there's no cutaways or nothing. You literally see him crying and screaming the entire time he is ripped in half. Yeah, needless to say, that shocked the hell out of me, because as much as I do really like Season 1 of Attack on Titan, one of my biggest problems with it was that it kept censoring the actual deaths until like the back half of the season when it started getting more bloody. So, it's looking like Season 2 is not going to be as merciful this time, and honestly, I'm okay with that. Okay, that's the overall overview of the episode. Now let's get into the summary, because a lot more happens than just that. Let's talk about it. For over 100 years, humanity lived in peaceful ignorance with the walls safe from the threat of the Titans, until the day the Colossal and the Armored came to Shiganshina District, breaching Wall Maria and reminding humanity of the hell that reigns beyond the walls. 5 years later, humanity discovers that some of their Titan foes are hiding among them as humans, including Eren and Annie. And in Stelhas District, they capture the first of these Titan spies, Annie Leonhardt, the big female Titan from last season. As Annie's crystal is restrained and carried away by the scout regiment, several soldiers look up at the ruined section of Wall Sina, where the female Titan attempted to scale it. In an exposed portion of the wall, a colossal titan peers down at the humans below. Section Commander Hanji stares at it in shock until they are met by a fatigued Pastor Nick, who warns Hanji and the others to keep the Titans out of the sunlight at all costs. Elsewhere in Stelhess, Commander Irwin is informed of the Scout Regiment's measures to cover the Titan in the wall. Meanwhile, Marlowe and Hitch start cleaning the wreckage from the aftermath of the battle between the female Titan and Aaron's Titan, suspicious and bitter towards the loss of innocent lives. No surprise there. Atop Wall Cena, Hanji and the scouts finish recovering the exposed Titan as Nick observes their work. Hanji questions Nick to his knowledge of the Titan and why his followers said nothing of it in the past. Nick ignores Hanji's questions, demanding restitution for the damages to his church, and Hanji loses her temper. Holding Nick over the edge of the wall, they remind Nick of the many sacrifices the scouts have made for the sake of learning the truth, while Nick's church can afford to stay quiet. It's a pretty damn cool character moment for Hanji. Nick insists that neither he nor his followers will answer to questioning and encourages Hanji to let him fall. But Hanji spares his life while claiming that her anger was not serious. I keep seeing there in here, so I assume she was LGBTQ, but in case she isn't, I'm sorry, this is just me reading off the summary that is in front of me. And I didn't type this one, so you cannot blame me for that. Hanji's assistant comes to her side as they muse on how long it has been since they last felt such terror. Suddenly, a bell rings out in Stelhess as a scout arrives with urgent news for Commander Irwin. Flash backward to 12 hours earlier, the recruits of the Scout Regiment are kept under watch in an outpost in the southern region of Wall Rose. Sasha and Connie express their boredom, suggesting they should sneak away to their home villages. Great banter here. Raynor takes their suggestion seriously, offering to help them escape. He notes that their situation is an abnormal one, given their orders are to wait on standby in plain clothes without weapons, while their superiors keep watch in uniform with ODM gear. Sasha tiredly puts her head on the table but jolts back up at the sound of thuds in the distance. As Sasha explains herself, because everyone else thinks that she's crazy, Section Commander Michi Zacharias detects the presence of Titans in the distance. He immediately sends out Thomas, however you pronounce that, to alert Commander Irwin and Stelhess of their incoming Titans, while Nanaba joins the recruits below to alert them of the situation. While the recruits ready their horses, Nanaba joins Michi on the rooftop, expressing her lost hope at the thought of Wall Rose being breached with no clear cause. Michi comforts her, stating that as long as they continue to fight, their battle is not lost. The scouts ride out from the outpost, and Michi orders his squad to split into 4 teams to spread word of the invasion in all directions. He then asks if any soldier or recruit is familiar with the terrain, and Sasha states that she has good knowledge of the northern terrain near her village. She speaks for Connie's knowledge as well, but Connie realizes that the Titans are coming from the direction of his own village, instantly implying that it was destroyed. He offers to join the South team, but requests to visit his village once the news is spread, and Michi allows it. Raynor chooses to join Connie and asks Berthold to join in. After some reluctance, Berthold agrees. Nanaba reminds the recruits of their dire situation and encourages them to give their mission everything they've got. At the edge of the distant forest, the scouts notice the Titans starting to run erratically towards them. Michi breaks away from the group, placing command of the southern team in his subordinate, Gelgar. The other scouts worry for Michi, but Gelgar insists that his skill is second only to Captain Levi, which we find out pretty quickly is bullshit, but yeah. The scouts continue on their route as Michi uses himself as bait and attacks/distracts the Titans. In Stelhess, Aaron awakens from a memory where his mother scolded him for picking a fight, telling him to show restraint for Mikasa' sake. Aaron gets up from his bed, noticing that Mikasa has fallen asleep, sitting at his bedside. He stirs awake as her scarf slips from her hand, which Aaron picks up for her. He proposes finding her a new one when there is an opportunity. Suddenly, Armin bursts into the room to inform them of the Titan invasion in Wall Rose. While the scouts and Stowe has prepared to ride out, Levi visits Erwin. Erwin asks if Levi is fit to join them, and Levi states that he has little choice. You know, because Levi's Levi and Levi's a badass. A scout comments on the wise decision to have Michi watch the recruits, and Erwin hopes for the best. And that is all we get of Levi, Erwin, Mikasa, and others in this episode. Yeah, this is one of those where they put a little bit more focus on the side characters, and spoiler alert, they do the same in episodes 2 and 3 as well. So, don't expect a whole lot of Levi, Mikasa, or Armin quite yet, because they're still being set up in the background for whatever they're gonna do. Earlier in Wall Rose, yeah, there's another flashback, because the scene with Aaron and Mikasa and Armin happens currently, so it flashes back again. The time jumping is a bit weird. Earlier in Wall Rose, Michi kills the 5th of the 9 Titans present in the nearby group. Believing he has bought the other scouts enough time, he calls for his horse. Though a nearby abnormal Titan covered in fur, the Beast Titan, catches his attention and he begins to worry. As his horse approaches, the Beast Titan grabs it off the ground and sets its sights on Michi. Before Michi even has enough time to process the situation, the beast throws the horse at Michi with alarming precision, after squeezing its guts out, sending Michi falling off the rooftop, where a large-eyed tiny Titan catches him, crushing his legs in a bite. Michi screams in pain, but the Beast Titan tells the other Titan to wait, squeezing the eyeball out of the other Titan's head. Yeah, if you can't tell, this episode's really damn brutal. As ordered, the Titan just holds Michi steady, as the Beast Titan kneels down to see him face to face. The Titan bites down on Michi's legs a second time, and the Beast seems irritated with the disobedience, which causes him to crush the Titan's head, which kills it instantly as its eyeball squeezes out of its eye socket, and Michi slips to the ground. Staring at the talking Titan in terror, he is unable to speak. As the blood evaporates on the Beast Titan's hand, the creature asks Michi what the name of his equipment is. Though Michi is too terrified to answer, he notes this, as well as the swords, and remarks that it is fascinating. The beast muses on his silence, having thought that they spoke the same language. Unwilling to wait for an answer, the beast reaches down and takes Michi's ODM gear, leaving him where he sits as he takes his leave. Further unharmed, Michi panics, but regains some hope as he remembers his words to Nanaba earlier that morning. He lets out a battle cry, but the Beast Titan turns to the 3 remaining Titans and lets them know they have permission to move. Yeah, in other words, this Beast Titan's like a commander. Kinda like the female Titan from last season, but a bit more malicious. In horror, Michi desperately tries to escape their grasp, but he is caught as all 3 Titans begin to eat into his flesh at once. Hearing Michi's cries for help, the Beast remarks that he was right about the Scout's ability to speak. The Beast Titan takes his leave of the scene, commenting on the creativity of the gear that humanity has created. Meanwhile, Michi continues to scream in pain and terror as the Titans eat him alive until their feasting tears his body into pieces. And even though it is in a silhouette, we do see the final moments of his demise, where you literally see him in silhouette, ripped in half. It may be in silhouette, but there is so much blood and screaming that I can forgive it, because the rest of it is so damn brutal. It is by far the most on-screen, grisly, and horrific end in this entire show up to this point. Like, damn, it even had me cringing, and I'm a gorehound that watches this shit regularly. And that's the episode. It ends with Michi getting a horrible, gruesome demise. And there's no there's not many facts or trivia. There is a new opening for this season, and I don't like it as much as I liked the one from season 1, but it's pretty good. Same goes for the ending theme as well. I feel like the season 1 opening is so iconic that it's going to be really hard to top it. Though I've heard seasons 3 and 4 have better openings, at least according to the fan base. I don't know. We shall see. But also, props to Jason Douglas as Michi, because I watched the English dub. Credit to him. He did an amazing job in this episode, sounding as terrified as possible, all the way up to the final moments where he's literally ripped to pieces. It's pretty damn gruesome. But it's gruesome in all the best ways, because that's one of the reasons why I like Attack on Titan so much, because, yeah, most of the deaths are censored, which sucks, but even without that, it is still very dark, it's grisly, it's bleak, and it is definitely unlike any other anime that was out at that time. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Let's just get to now my final overall thoughts, and we will go from there. As horrific of a start to a second season as you can get, and I mean that in a positive way because this episode's awesome. Hanji almost killing the pastor and then playing it off as a joke. The terrifying news that Walrose has supposedly fallen or been compromised, as they put it. Connie and Sasha having great banter with each other, just like last season. And the bone-chilling introduction of the Beast Titan, which leads to the most grisly death of the series so far, when Michi is ripped in half and eaten alive by its brethren. Sure, Eren, Mikasa, Armin, and Levi are just glorified cameos here, but even without them, this is still a very good start to both the second season and the Clash of the Titans arc. How good of a start? Well, if I remember correctly, I think I gave the first episode of season 1 around a 7. This one, maybe it's just a little bit of bias because it's so gruesome, but this one's a 10. Final Verdict 10. This is a damn good start to this season, and I hope it keeps up the momentum. Well, that's it. That's all I've got. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this almost every single day. Feel free to go back and check out my other reviews from Attack on Titan Season 1, which are in my Anime Arena playlist. And I will see you guys next time for Season 2, Episode 2, I'm Home.
Decided for what comes up ahead. Hey.